Neil about doing a limbo rock. Ah, look. Do it, baby. Neil about doing the chicken dance too. Neil about. Daddy, I'm doing the chicken dance. I know, you look so good doing that. It's so cute. Mila bot. Daddy, look, I'm doing the wilderness polka. You remember that? Ah, Mila bot doing the wilderness polka. Wow, fucking historian. Ah. Dude, everything we ever knew was a fucking lie. To the point that it didn't matter. Looking back. I mean, don't you feel a little bit ashamed, like foolish, that they lied to us like that? You know when I was telling you about how marketing changes and the publishing and trademarking and franchising and merchandising is up on bands like, pretty soon, on bands like ACD, bands that have reaching the end of their broadcast day and probably will not see another day, like ACDC. It's bands like that, even ones that will see another day, even bands that are preparing for their golden twilight or whatever, are preparing they have to shift merchandising because it's only right. It's like when you retire or AARP or something like Metallica, and it's kind of cool though, because like I said, you'll see. I'm seeing things that I thought I'd never see in my life. When I was a kid, Metallica T-shirts were limited to long-haired kids with Ozzy tattoos on their knuckles, OZZY, bowl burns on their arms, self-harming cuts, and denim jeans. I fucking love Metallica. Fucking Metallica. It was strictly it was all about bongs, bowls, and pussy holes. It was for teenage girls and teenage boys. And I never thought I'd see the day I'd see black men wearing Metallica shirts. And at first it was strange and funny to me, but not that strange and not that funny. But I appreciated that because I'm like, yes, something about that, yes. Even if you don't listen to the band, you look great in that t-shirt. You look fucking great with that Justice t-shirt on. You know what I mean? And especially when you see girls every now and again. Sometimes you do see a girl with a black girl with a Metallica t-shirt. It's mind-blowing. I'm like, just because of someone my age, I'm like, wow. And it just shoots me back to junior high and high school where that did not fucking happen. So it's kind of cool in a way. But it's also very sad. Like in the 90s and, during my time, we were experiencing the end of 50s and 60s music because all the artists were, if they were still alive, were turning 65, 70 years old. And then I was able to see a lot of, back then, the bands in the 50s and 60s didn't have merchandising. They didn't have T-shirts, there was no Danny and the Juniors T-shirt. You learned how to hand jive and that was it. But so they had to go back on tour, and I remember seeing Danny and the Juniors and all kinds of 50s and 60s bands because that's what they had to do. Now they'd be 80, 90 years old if they were alive, so that's kind of sad. But I mean, 90% of those bands did not have any musical ability. Were not what they professed to be. Were not what you thought they were. It was easy to deceive people back in the day because there was no internet and all you had was still photographs. Here, put a guitar in Elvis Presley's hands. Elvis Presley doesn't even know how to form a chord on that thing. It's just for aesthetic. Richie Valens, total fucking lie. Did not speak Spanish. had never been to Mexico up until the point he became famous. He went once. Did not play guitar. Looked nothing like Lou Diamond Phillips. But it was a great fucking story, wasn't it? And, you think about La Bamba, Para Bala La Bamba, por necesito, I'm your captain and shit. Soy capitán, soy capitán, soy capitán. Bala Bamba, big la Bamba. You know who plays a guitar solo on that? I think it was Carol Kay of the Wrecking Crew. Yep. And so they were able just to put this, I'm sorry, but basically, a chubby Latino guy that was from the Valley in California, and turn him into supposedly, he's 17 years old, he's a songwriter, he don't even know how to play guitar. God knows what that was about. Same thing with the Big Bopper, J.P. Richardson or whatever. That obviously not a musician. Hello, baby. A chantilly lace and a pretty face and a ponytail hanging down. A wiggle and a walk and a giggle and a talk. Lord, who make the world go round. That's DJ talk. There ain't nothing in this world like a big-eyed girl to make me, you know what I mean? And that was his thing, picking up the telephone. Well, what? Oh, baby, you know what I like. That's some DJ shit. That was not a musician. It makes me wonder about Buddy Holly. It looks to be he's playing that guitar, but if I was Buddy Holly, that might have burned me up a little bit. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing on tour, dying on tour in a plane crash with the fucking DJ and a 17-year-old kid from Pacoima, fucking California high school? Every band was a lie. And they lied to us all our lives. Do you think that expose? Neilabot looked at me and said, I like to feel the passion to the point of no return. And she's dancing around. And I'm like, that's not a real band, Neilabot. I don't even think those girls sang on that. It was just three girls. The same thing with Bananarama. That's not a band. That's three girls singing in unison. Did you ever go to a Bananarama show? Have you ever seen Expose on tour? I'd like to even say, did the Pointer Sisters even really sing? They might have, but not quite like you think. With Samantha Fox, was that a musician or was that a failed porn star? What was that? Amelia Bott likes it. She likes the 80s music. Amelia Bott dances around in the living room to 80s music. I don't have the heart to tell her. You know what I really love to have fucked right in her day, though? Not so much now, but like a 15, 16-year-old Tiffany with that fat ass, that red hair, and that fuck face on. Doing my show in the mall. You going to the mall to do your show? I wonder if she was a pig. I wonder if the new kids, when she went on tour with them, that must have sucked. I mean, think about how disappointing this shit is for these people. I get to go on tour with a bunch of gay guys. It fucking sucks. And then their new single knocked my shit out. I'll never sing again. Just want to drag my tongue up 16-year-old Tiffany's ass. Fat ass, red-haired hoe. Yeah. Or Debbie Gibson. I would have ripped her hair out, too. Fucked her doggy pulling on the back of her hair. Debbie Gibson. Or Debbie Mendoza. When I get to heaven, that's what I'm going to be doing. Pulling Debbie Mendoza hair. You know what I'm saying? But Debbie knew that. Debbie knew that it was all about broken knees and bloody knees and broken glass and black eyes forever. She was used to it. But do you see how, and these bands, I mean, how much money could they have really made? I know that they lie about their income, but I think the lies are monstrous and exaggerative. They really don't have 10 cars, and they probably have one car maybe if they're lucky, and they get a luxury apartment or something, which is like somewhere my sister used to live in, one of those. That's probably rock star, especially these days. There's no money for that. No one's trying to see a band like that. These days, there's like one writer that's writing shit, and he won't stop writing. And he's just sitting perched on his fucking, like an emperor on his throne somewhere, crafting these incredibly shitty songs. These wickedly shitty songs. And the music industry's dying, and he's feeding on it like a carrion. And it's like, at one point, I just wanted to say, would you get off that throne so that we can get the next wave of songwriters in, or songwriter to write for the world? But now too much time has passed. It's like, take the shit, eat it, go ahead, enjoy it. Music's over. It's a whole lot of work. I don't want no job. I wanted to make music at one point. But nobody's trying to see a sloppy hand jivey, sloppy jalopy hand jive dance on the corner anymore. No one's trying to see a bunch of barbershop quartet motherfuckers, if they can pull that off, playing with Duncan yo-yos. Look at this guitar. Why would anybody play an instrument anymore? It's nice to look at, but it's too hard. Reading tablature now is too much work for these kids or something? How hard is it? Yeah, but I mean, it's all a tremendous lie. Tremendous. I don't think anybody had any talent ever. I mean, except for the Beatles. You had McCartney in there, but that's just a freakish, stellar occurrence. A freakish occurrence. That was like freakish. And they didn't want him to be famous for a reason, because everybody knew McCartney was going to bang it the fuck out. No competition. But that's in England. That probably upset the whole American shit. It probably made them have to fight harder to keep up the fake ruse. You know? Your husband can sing step by step, day by day, gonna get to you, girl. Another five dudes singing in unison on a boat somewhere. That won't happen again. Doesn't that bother you in the slightest? You've been had. Your favorite artists really aren't geniuses. They're just regular. A lot of them don't deserve any of it. Now to be a powerhouse like that, you must marry into another family and try to make your way into media, and if you want to matter. But now it wouldn't even matter nowadays if you had a acting career with a music career. That's just extra pickup money, but I mean, it's not like it used to be. You know, voices like Elvis start as a joke or something, I think they do, and then they turn into something serious. Until you're going around living it. That's another freak. I mean, it's a freakish occurrence. Elvis is there with the Jordanaire, Holly's there with the crickets. I agree with you. We don't need these guys. Get them the fuck out of there. You know? Let them stand behind a curtain or something. We don't need that. I'm the king. Give me that. Give me those. Give me these. I'm the king. Yeah. Give me all that. Where's the next consumable? Where's the next sandwich? You know? Could you imagine being stuck on a boat, though, while the new kids play? Why couldn't we get the boat without the new kids? Nothing wrong with the new kids or nothing, but, you know. Nothing wrong with little Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike all stuck on a boat together, doing shit long after their voices have changed, long after their, you know. It's just like Guns N' Roses. It's not going to happen again. Songs crafted in a different time with a different set of physical circumstances. He's not going to sing like that anymore. Those days are over. But to get them back together it would take a fucking miracle, because you'd have to get the band together to assemble the songs that would fit around the voice, and then you have to cross your fingers and hope you can push these songs, and nobody's trying to hear that kind of wanton, gratuitous, debaucherous fucking music anymore. But Axl could do something if somebody would. But why bother? And I'm sure that's his attitude too. Why fucking bother? You know? He had a great voice then. Obviously, it's going to work now, but you try to get him to sing those old songs like that, it's a different time. It's a different time. And plus, I'm sure he's outgrown it. I'm positive he's outgrown it. He's probably in, you know? It's good to be Slash because you don't degrade. You're a guitar player. You'll always be good, you know? It's nice to be Slash. It's nice to be Adler. Or it's nice to be, you know? And it just sucks. Once it's gone away and it will never come back. And I'm finally realizing it. It's gone away. It's gone away. And the people that are writing songs now don't write music. I just write R&B and the chart. I don't know how to make chord changes and what? Or rock and roll? I don't know how to do that. Well, it's one of the most basic forms of music. There still should be rock and roll. I mean, even still, you can't even. I like to take one chord and just look at Are You Experienced or Tomorrow Never Knows, and I mean, just riff over it, sing over it like a raga. Can't you do that? Can't you make any kind of music? I don't know how to write a melody. What do you mean, with 7 notes in a key? I and arrange them in a mystical formula that'll make people. It's not as hard as you think. At least try. Yeah, but I got the vocoder and I got Mumbly Guy here. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's great. That's the secret sauce, right? Yeah. Yeah, and the keyboards and you know, you don't use microphones anymore for anything. Do you have a direct injection that you could just plug your 1/4-inch cable into the guy's throat? That'd be awesome. Put a vocoder in his throat. That way we can just have the whole mix come through the board. No microphones whatsoever. No acoustic qualities. No room qualities. Giant reverbs too. Ridiculously long reverbs that as if it's back 100 years ago where you can't cut the tail end off. Just let it spill into the next bar. Like a fucking Doors record. All that reverb. Just pile it on there. That sounds like shit. I love that. Electric shit. Oh, I'll put my dick in it. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's time just to introduce white noise while you're driving in your car. Or brown noise. The brown noise is for the old folks that remember tape cassettes. I'd be driving around with the brown noise. I love that sound. Yeah. And I mean, I still hear people use the word hip-hop or rap, and that don't exist anymore either. Nobody's trying to, you know, nobody's trying to do that. It's way too hard. I don't know. Anybody can do it. Remember Donald Free? It's so easy. Anybody could do it. Anybody could be Travis Scott. Yeah, but it's not always good like that, though. Why is he, what is this? He's doing a show and there's 10 billion people and they're all dying and shit. Like it's because he dates the, oh, all right. You sure that's music? You sure about that? Okay, I'm just checking. You know, what do I know? Spent my life fucking dedicated to a piece of wood and metal. You know, and I feel foolish about it now. It doesn't bother me now. That's all right. You can do that. I'll just stick to renting the American Legion Hall and leaving a mess in the morning and getting a phone call from the owner telling me I'm blacklisted from renting the place. There's broken coffee pots in the bathroom. Someone threw up in the corner. There's blood in the stairwell. You guys aren't ever coming back here. I didn't think so. Bucko. You know? That's all right though. I'm not. It's just the way it is, and I like it.